Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Johar, Johar.
Johar Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Johar, Johar.
Johar Rohith Vemula.
Johar, Johar.
Johar Rohith Vemula.
Johar, Johar.
Vice Chancellor down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Vice Chancellor down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Anti-Dalit VC down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Anti-Dalit VC down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Khabardar Vice Chancellor.
Khabardar, khabardar.
Khabardar Vice Chancellor.
Khabardar, khabardar.
Anti-student VC down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Anti-student VC down, down.
Down, 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 down.
Johar Rohith Vemula.
Johar, Johar.
Johar Rohith Vemula.
Johar, Johar.
Rohith Vemula अमर रहे.
अमर रहे, अमर रहे.
Rohith Vemula अमर रहे.
अमर रहे, अमर रहे.
All of us are definitely not at all surprised by when we heard the news of suspension of Professor Ratnam and Tathagat. We knew it was coming. Now soon probably even more action upon students will start coming, and at some level since Apparao has been attacking us from such a long time, we like that shock has stopped happening for us. So today the news of their suspension came yesterday, and Professor Ratnam and Tathagat have decided, and the faculty, SCST Teachers Forum and concerned teachers have decided to sit on relay hunger strike. Tathagat and Ratnam sir will sit every day on hunger strike from morning, starting from morning 10 o'clock, and the other faculty will join. Even as students, we will go and sit there with them when the protest is happening. The demand, of course, is revocation of the suspension. As to why, like according to the rule, if the faculty or the government officer is in jail for more than 48 hours, they are automatically suspended because of the enquiry and other things. But you see that the suspension should have happened long back, but after the semester got over, in the vacations, when they stole our tent, in the same stint they suspended Professor Ratnam and Tathagat. And definitely we understand what is like. This is happening in a context. This is happening in a context when they know that these people will not stop raising the voices when so they are taking action against them when these people have become too much of a threat for them. So their very aggressive actions are also a sign of their guilt and also a sign of our strength. That till now they are still very much scared that they will be punished for what they have done, and so that is one thing. Another very important thing that Joint Action Committee had been raising since the beginning, since 22nd when Apparao came to campus, was that we want Section 17 of Prevention of Atrocities Act to be implemented on the university, which prevents the perpetrator of the atrocity, that is the accused in the atrocity case, from entering the site of where the atrocity has happened. So considering that Rohith's death as an atrocity in which Apparao is complicit, he should not be allowed to enter the university campus because he can tamper with the evidences. Yet, in spite of our appeal, Apparao is here now as Vice Chancellor. Even though we do not recognize him as the Vice Chancellor, he is here. And because Section 17 was not implemented and he was not prevented from entering the campus, we can see how he is tampering with the evidence, how he is creating fear, and what implications it will have for his case, what implications it will have for the process of getting some kind of justice for what has happened to Rohith and what has happened in this university, and larger issues of social discrimination on this campus. So our fear that Apparao should not be on campus till at least the inquiry is happening, because he will tamper with what is happening in the university, has been proven time and again, and now with the suspension it is proven again. Like all of us know what is the politics, so I am not going to repeat it. I appeal other organizations also to please come and express their solidarity. Jai Bhim, Lal Salam.
Friends, we know about the decision and it was taken by Apparao, but in the name of executive committee that happened on 6th June. from the very beginning we know that the day on the 22nd March when it happened, when the arrest happened, we know very well that faculties came to have a negotiation with the police officers and rescue the students actually, who were beaten up very brutally. And if we are going through the facts, Ratnam sir was actually was part of a seminar that happened on the daytime, and after that seminar only he came to be with the students and to be oppose the brutality that is happening against the students. So now it is very clear that the vengeance, that the revenge nature of Apparao, where he want to take the administration completely into his hand, and that part is very evident when he had appointed Vipin Srivastava and VP Sanjay as the Pro Vice Chancellor of the campus. So this is high time for us, this is high time for the students as well as the faculties to be united against and to fight for the justice that we were seeking from the Rohith that onwards. So these faculties who were part of us, and only because of that reason that the administration can cite for the action that had been taken against them, against this unjust practice and the dictatorial nature of Apparao, we have to fight till the end we get justice. Jai Bhim, Lal Salam.
Jai Bhim, friends. It's again a reiteration of the suspension. We are witnessing what Apparao actually doing right from the case of former suspension of the 5 Dalit scholars, which led to the subsequent death of Rohith Vemula. And Prevention of Atrocities Act 1899 actually says that the one who is a culprit in one case should not be allowed into the premises of the site of the violence. With his entry on March 22nd, he violated the Prevention of Atrocities Act, and he planned calculatedly send the students to the jail, and then it again followed with the suspension of the 2 professors who were being with the students, and they are not just the professors, they are the pillars of the campus democracy. They are with the students, and I hope with our struggles against Apparao, against this fascism, against this revenge game will not be end until unless we will get the justice for Rohith Vemula and as well as to the professors who are with us in the struggle. Jai Bhim, Nil Salam. Thank you.
Good evening, friends. Today is the saddest day, I think, in our democracy for 2 reasons. For the first one, it is not just because 2 professors have been suspended. It is just because 2 professors who stood for Rohith and who stood for social justice for Rohith and for Rohith Vemula have been suspended from the very university they have been fighting against. And the very casteist Apparao, they stood against, fought against and spoke against all over this country and every district. I think this is one of the saddest days which we can remember, and I think we have to tell our generations which come forward that these are the very people who come and occupy the highest offices of our universities, who are going to perpetuate, who will perpetuate the traditional orthodox caste will bring the traditional caste into the higher education system, where they are going to suppress the very people who want to break these barriers. Today, by silencing these people and suspending these people on the very frivolous ground, saying that they have been in jail for 48 hours, reminds me of one fact. Why was Apparao brought back into the campus on first place? Why was Apparao brought back into that very bungalow which was built over there? Why was AVP present over there? Why were those professors who were given the task seat? Why is this being allowed by the very government which says that we stand for social justice? It's ironical that the government which is outside is acting against the same old constitution which it upholds. It says it upholds. Modi goes outside. He says that he takes the name of Gandhi, he takes the name of Ambedkar. But in this very country, his men speak for Godse, and his men kill people who take Ambedkar as their icon, who fight for Ambedkar's ideal and Ambedkar's idea of India. Today is the saddest day of our democracy, not just because two professors are suspended, but two professors who stood for the social democratic fabric of this country are suspended. With this, I would like to end my solidarity speech.
Anyone has any